Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the match preview. Everton versus Crystal Palace. Goodison Park, 12:30 means I have to get up early. I know, people are like, that's not early, but...
It's not early.
12:30. I hate 12:30 games.
I don't mind. When we've won and you're back home at 3:30, it's great.
And there won't be that many games, because obviously, because there's only 2 games on Saturday, because it is... the start of the winter break, or this week is the start of winter break. Anyway, before we get into that, we've got an important message.
We have. Thanks to Profit Accumulator for sponsoring this video. If you don't know already, Profit Accumulator is one of the world's largest match betting communities. Match betting is a method of turning free bets offered by online bookmakers into real cash. It does this by covering all potential outcomes of a sporting event by placing multiple bets on those events. Profit Accumulator, if used correctly, means you can't lose, as match betting covers all potential outcomes. The best part of it is you don't need to know anything about betting or sports. Click the link in the description below. You can learn how it all works and make a profit in the meantime. On the Profit Accumulation website, there are lots of step-by-step videos to teach you how to make a profit. Lots of people are using it to gain up to an extra £1,000 a month extra cash. It's available in the UK and you must be 18 to take part. Sign up through the link in the description for a limited period. Do it now. Check it out. There you go.
Happy days. So, Crystal Palace at home. Obviously, with only a couple of games this week, well, 4 games over the weekend, it gives Everton a great chance if they can win. Get up to 7th place, 36 points. And just start looking upwards. And you know, you look at the table at the moment, Sheffield United, Wolves, Manchester United, all immediately above us. And I just think, especially with that gap, especially with a couple of weeks till the next game, which would be Arsenal away, it would just give everyone, again, that real boost in the arm. Shot in the arm after the Watford game, which was so good, and get everyone feeling that positivity. And I think that's the most important thing for me.
Yeah, definitely going into any kind of break, whether it be an international break or, you know, a winter break like we are this time, to go into that with 36 points, being 5 points off the Champions League places, whether or not Everton are in the race for that is irrelevant at this stage. It's a case of trying to get closer. It also puts distance between the bottom half of the table as well, and I think that's key. But what a boost that will be if we could, 6 points in a week is massive, and Everton haven't done it enough times this season, and if we could do it on Saturday, and it'll be a tough game, it would send everyone into that break. And obviously, a nice little break. You've got, the players will have a few days off, and then you come back with, like you said, Arsenal away. The plan is, hopefully, for Andre Gomez then to be back in the squad as well. So that's another boost. And I think everyone will feel a lot better about themselves then. And the confidence thing, then going to the Emirates, where Arsenal aren't in great form. I think they've only won 6 games this season. Yeah. You'd go there thinking, we can beat these here today. We've gone here against a team who's been excellent at times. But it's all about Saturday. That's looking far ahead. Saturday is the focus, and it will be tricky, there's no question about it, but it's a great opportunity to keep the confidence going.
Listen, Palace are not in great form.
No.
What is it, 1 win in 10, something like that? They're not in great form, but as we've seen with other teams, every time you think someone isn't in good form, they're going to win a couple of games. Palace have had a great away record over the last year or so, last couple of years, and I never take Crystal Palace lightly, ever, because they are just one of those teams. They're never soft. They're always organised. Set pieces, you always think of them. I'm sure, if there's any Palace fans probably screaming, going, "Oh, this is not us you're describing." But that's always how you think of them as a fan. Last couple of seasons we've gone down there and drew 0-0. I know we beat them last season with a 2-1 win. Obviously, late goals.
2-0.
2-0, sorry.
2 late goals,
but they had a penalty that they missed, sorry. 2 late goals. And it's never straightforward, Palace, ever. And I don't expect anything different on Saturday. Obviously, listen, they've got Cenk Tosun on loan, and obviously he was injured this week and he can't play next week. But with the likes of Zaha, who's always the big threat, and obviously he's someone in the summer that, you know, when we were getting linked to them, I would have loved him because I just thought he was exactly what we needed. He's that kind of, he's a player for me that, listen, on paper, you look at his stats and you might look at how many goals and how many assists, you might go, he's not that good. But when he's in a game, and I think we've seen this 2-3 weeks ago when he played Man City, when he's in a game and he fancies it, and he goes up against somebody and he gives them the go round like he did with John Stones, suddenly people become terrified and they don't want to go near him. This is why he gets fouled so much. It's because people just make sure they hack him down, because they know that once he gets into that box, he's really, really hard to deal with. I mean, I'd play him centre forward. I really would. But so he's the obvious threat, and I think if everyone else is having an okay game, then that's when Palace come to light. So I am definitely not taking this game lightly.
No, not at all. The Palace are always, you know, especially under Hodgson, they're well organised, well drilled, they're a big side. Okay, they've struggled for goals, but like you say, they're a threat off set plays. Zaha is a fantastic player, you know, he is, and he'll be a threat. There's no question about that. Like to go to ground, but he has kicked a lot as well. So you'd have to you'd have to treat him, you know, with respect and be careful around it. But you know, we've got to be looking at this as an opportunity for us to continue to developing under Carlo Ancelotti. You know, if we'd gone against Newcastle, there'd been 100% record at home for them, and we threw that away, despite having played really well. So we have to get that out of our systems this time at Goodison. We've got to. I mean, Goodison's been strong for us over the last few years, it really has. Our away form hasn't been great, but our home form's been very good. You know, under Marco Silva last year, it was good. It finished strongly, and, you know, before Allardyce and Koeman, it was always strong and has been strong, and we have to continue that. And this is a great chance, like I said before, to get 6 points in a week. But we, you know, Palace, I'm like you, it's never a game I look and think, oh, we'll be damn comfortable win, because it'll be difficult. And even when we've won comfortably, it's been a difficult game, you know, and they've beaten Everton away 80% of the games they've won against us, which is, I think they've beat us 5 times in the Premier League, and 4 of those times have been at Goodison Park. It's down there, strangely enough, that they don't beat us, you know, they don't do very well against us at home. So we have to be wary of that, because they are really good away. You said that before. Last season, I think they had the 5th best away record. I think they won 9 away games last season, which is brilliant. It was just at home. I think they only ended up with 5 home wins or 4 home wins all season. So, you know, that was mainly a problem for them last year. But they're difficult, and any team it's a Sahara will always cause you problems. And, you know, obviously James McCarthy will be in the squad and come back to Goodison.
Something to prove.
You know, with something to prove, the bit between his teeth. They've got injury problems as well. They've had a few players out. I think they've just got Milivojevic back last week. Obviously, you've just said Tosin won't be available, so it'll probably be Benteke through the middle, who's always a handful, or unless they go with Jordan Ayew. So, you know, they had a disappointing home. They've lost the last 2 home games, haven't they? 2-0 and 1-0 to Southampton and to Sheffield United. So, for them, they'd be looking to bounce back. But, like I say, this is a game that Everton have got to be looking to win, because it's about momentum. And, you know, Palace have won 1 in 10, Everton have lost 1 in 10. You know, being on it, I think there's only Liverpool who've got more points than Everton over the last 10 games. So we're in good form. I think we have to say that. And it's Saturday represents an opportunity to extend that run.
I think that's the most important thing. I think it's looking at it from that perspective of, we've had a great run since, you know, Duncan Ferguson, Ancelotti. The players have said it themselves. They're starting to feel the calmness of Ancelotti. You know, these people have said that after the weekend. People have said that before that. You know, after the last home game, when we were all bitterly disappointed, the manager came out and he just said, it's football, we played well. Oddly, I think we played better against Newcastle than we did against Watford.
Oh, we did. Football-wise,
yeah.
We were more resilient against Watford.
We were more resilient against Watford.
Certainly second half, yeah.
And I think, again, we've got to take that into the game. And he's got more options now, starting to get players back. As you mentioned before, the idea that Gomez could be back for the next game just suddenly gives that little bit of a spring in the step. Gbamin, yes, maybe 6 to 7 more weeks, because we know he's having the operation to remove the scar tissue. But suddenly the squad then looks fresher going into the final 3 months of the season, and with something there to chase as well. Because I always think that when you come at the end of the season, and obviously, listen, we're out the cup competitions, and you just think that maybe if that third round game would come in a couple of weeks later or something, or just against a different team, life, would be very different. Yeah. But I think when you've got something to chase, like we have at the moment, which is Europe, which we've got it, it's in front of us, and at the same time, no, it's not a pressurized situation either. So you can allow players to grow, bring people back like a Wobie, give opportunities to Moise Kean when they're needed, get Gomez back in there. It really does help for next season, even though we've still got plenty this season. And this is a game where I just think that we go in, if we do the business, if we do it with a professional, and the fan, see, this is the other thing, the fans now, and I think Saturday obviously really helped, is fans are starting to really, it's not a belief thing. What it is, it's that idea of beforehand, we've all been all over the place with the last 3 or 4 managers, and we've all mentioned this. That idea of trusting a manager, and listen, we all have, but it's like, when he first came in and you were like, he's an amazing manager, but is he right for Everton? I think we're all starting to see that now, that it's like, that calmness is, and that once it's washing over the fans now, and it's not us getting cocky and going, oh, we've got Carlo Ancelotti. No. It's just that thing of, we've got Carlo Ancelotti, so therefore we start to believe in the manager, believe in the team. Don't question what he's... Every decision. Yeah, every decision. Then the fans start getting on the same page, and there's nothing to argue about, there's nothing to moan about, and then it's like there's in harmony. Yeah. And I think that's so important to, when you go to the match, when people talk about like atmospheres and stuff like that, if you go in the match and the first thing you do is start singing Carlo Ancelotti songs, that, because there's a feel-good thing
everyone's
in that.
United,
and then everyone's behind that. And then games like this where maybe in the past you're like, there's been certain games where you go in and you sit down and you go, entertain us. When you've got that feeling, when you're with the manager, you don't know, you forget about it, and everything's almost just like a celebration almost. And I think that's what's great. And I just think big chance for us this to just get in that bunch. In that bunch.
That's it. We said, it was what we said when in the difficult times, if we can get into January, February on the coattails of people going for Europe, coming into those final 12 games, which is what it'll be after Saturday, we've got something to go for, and all right, people might still look and go, yeah, but we've got tough games, but we'll be in there with a shot. Whether we make it or not, ultimately will depend on whether we can be consistent, but we've give ourselves a chance now, and Saturday is the opportunity to follow it up and kind of go, we're at the level now where we're ready to, we're calm, we're all playing to a consistent level. The fans will be vitally important Saturday, and I'm glad you just brought it up, because half 12s, as much as I like it, because it's early and you're ready to, and you haven't got to wait for the game and all that, the crowd will be needed, because sometimes these games can be really flat, and it doesn't suit Everton when it's flat. It suits the opposition, because they haven't got anything to play against. Yeah. So somehow, maybe if it's people get thrown an extra 2 pints in at 12 o'clock or something to get going, I don't know, but the crowd will need to pull us through a little bit. And I think we all know that when the crowd are up, the players respond. And I think back to the Chelsea atmosphere when Duncan took over, that was at half 12, and the place was electric. Well, and it's like it works hand in hand. If the players get out there quickly, start the game quickly, and go, because that's another thing. Get the first goal, huge. Try and get that first goal early, and propel us forward. And I just think, you need an early shot in a game.
Yeah, just something
get a chance, and then the crowd are like, we're up for this.
Just something to get you going. As I said, that might already be there. Not sure, but that might already be there. But
let's make them realise they're in a game and they're getting nothing for nothing.
Again, it's and again, it's that state. February, you're thinking they'll be thinking down on the luck and thinking, what? It's one of those days again. Let's hopefully do it like that, because it's funny, because we're sitting here and we've got the same points as we did last season, and this is around the same time. We had that break last season, then we came back and we kicked on, and that's what we need to do again is get a win after break and then come back and be like, right,
we're ready to
go. We're playing a few tougher sides now.
But one game a week, and some of
one
them
game a week,
2 or 3 games in a week.
And it's time to kick on now and see what we can do. And this is a really good opportunity. It really is.
It'll be a tough game, and it's one we have to respect and we have to work hard. And it'll come down to working hard. But if we're seeing week by week the influence of Ancelotti, the more time he has on the training ground, we're seeing little changes in the way we're playing, and that's good. And we said before that the step by step is sometimes better than the big leap, where you don't know how you've got there, but all of a sudden you're winning, and there's no kind of formula. Whereas I think anything that's built up over time is always more sustainable. So hopefully we can get out there, beat these, and then we can go into that winter break with feeling really good about ourselves.
Hopefully. Pretty much the same team, or do you think you might bring Bernard
I
back?
think Bernard could come in for a Wobie on the left-hand side just because it's a home game. I'd leave, I think, like we were talking before, and I think Walcott would have been at risk for me unless until he scored. But I think what you do with him now is you play on that confidence thing of him getting the winner. It was a big moment for Walcott, the winning goal. He hadn't scored for 18 games. It was his first of the season. I think sometimes when you score a winning goal for your team, it reinvigorates you and it gives the fans belief that you can be important. So, maybe just Bernard for a Wobie, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Obviously, Snyder will have to come in money for Delph.
Yeah, no doubt. We'll check out the Starting 11 show when it comes out to see
what we... Might have changed our minds.
Yeah, to see what we think. Well, we have to see what the injuries are as well once we know off the manager. There you go. Thanks for joining us on the match preview. Don't forget to check out the Profit Accumulator. Go on their website. There's loads of videos that explain it. I've had a little look and it does all make sense. They'll make much better sense than we will about it. So go and check that out for a free trial.
Try and make yourself some extra money.
Make some extra money if you want to do that. Thanks for watching. Give this video a like if you've liked it. If you haven't,
give it a like.
Don't dislike
anyway.
it. Just give it a like anyway. Yeah. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And you want more great videos, or this video a day earlier, join us. Oh, if that makes sense again. Well, join us on Patreon again. The link is in the description for that. See you later.